In a house in the woods, on a cold winter's night, there lived a young man watching starlight. His eyes were aglow, but his mood was not well. His ears were hot, a lawn he could smell. Shunned in this house of moss and stone, he sat in silence, still and alone. His lips did not move, except a quiver here or there, and perhaps a small sob that would kiss the air. His clothes were tattered, his body battered and bruised, his shoes were broken, and kerchief well used. Like a statue he sat, or a still mouse in fear, short of the pale hand to wipe away a tear. And in this small house of just one room, where the man sat in all of his gloom, there rested a table, aged with time, that housed a small book filled with rhyme. Adventures it would tell with wit and flow, and stories flew out of the ink's soft glow. But this book held a great burden of dark, where love and laughter were quite stark. Instead of wonder, there now lived despair, and even hope was only a prayer. Next to the words, written in black, stains were scattered among the flag. Some clear and fresh, like a raindrop or two, while others were red and dark in hue. This book was not the first of its kind, and others sat shelved in dust and bind. And on these shelves of oak and dust sat frames of dreams, now baked in rust. The shelves were scattered around each wall with no rhyme or reason, just some scrawl. A small window was the only other trait that graced these walls in all of its blight. Yet this young man sat and stared through the pane, and deep into all of its bane. He did not care to look at the snow, nor did he mind the trees and their grow. His eyes were fixed on the stars above, where he had given all of his love. And yet he sat in silence still, waiting and waiting, with woe and will. The chair that he used was wooden and worn. Small creaks it would make, and groans it did warn. The howling of wind from the pale, snowy air berated the house with guile and flare. It seeped through the cracks of the old wooden frame and wisped o'er the fire with careful aim. In the worn chimney of cracks and soot, the flame held on by the heel of its foot. The man gave a look at the warm, waning light, and then with a roar, he was alone in the night. In the depths of the house, the man gave some sighs, leaned back in his chair, and closed his eyes. A flicker returned, of a distant June, a memory stirred by the fire's last tune. He thought of the sun and its bright shining beams, the warmth of the summer and the fun it redeems. With a smile and a tear, the man fell asleep in the old stone house in the woods of the deep.